Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it is your boy Dalyxman. Welcome to yet another live broadcast on my channel. This is Q&A 81. We are drawing closer and closer to the big goal, Q&A 100, where I will interview a wrestler in the business. That is the ultimate goal. Still don't know who it is yet, but I'm gonna find me somebody, and I'm excited about that. But as we draw closer to that, we got a couple more in between. This one in particular should be very special. This one is centered around 1,000 episodes of SmackDown. So all questions will be about WWE SmackDown, past, present, future. It's going to be great. It's going to be fun. So I hope you guys enjoy. If this is the first time you're watching your boy Dalyxman, do yourself a favor. Like the video. The goal this week, 100 likes each video. So far, we've reached that goal. I think every video probably, maybe one didn't quite hit it. I think the NXT review just missed it. It was like 84, 90. But every video this week, the goal is 100 likes. Now, so far, other than that NXT video, we've been pretty good. So let's close out this week by getting this video 100 likes. So again, 100 likes for this video, and then starting tomorrow, the new goal will be 150, and then I will increase it 50 likes each and every single week, and then eventually we'll get to 500. I think a good stopping point will be 500 likes. If I can get 500 likes a video, I'm in good standings. I'm actually doing pretty well for myself. So like the video and help me reach my goal for 100 this week. While you're at it, subscribe and click that bell to catch the content when it comes out. If you want to help expand the brand of your boy Dalyxman, you can do a couple of things. You can like me on Facebook, be a part of future Q&As like this one when I ask you questions. Follow me on Twitter at DalyxmanVX1. Tweet along with me during SmackDown 1000, Raw, pay-per-views, NXT, whenever I'm on. Donate using Super Chat, PayPal, or Patreon. You can also buy yourself a Dalyxman t-shirt today at Pro Wrestling Tees. And most importantly, you can subscribe to my sponsor, WrestleCrate. WrestleCrate is a monthly subscription service that sends you wrestling merchandise, wrestling goodies, wrestling loot straight to your door for a monthly subscription price. If you want yourself a WrestleCrate box, you can subscribe today down below in the description box. There's a link down below right now. And if you use the promo code Dalyxman, you will get your first box 20% off. Once again, if you use the promo code Dalyxman for your first month off, it will be 20% off. While we're at it, let's go ahead and check who is here. And there we go. Super Chat's coming in hard.
How's it going, bro?
How's it going, Ivan? Thank you for the $2 super chat. Hold on for 1 second. This sun is shining down on me. I was burning myself. Okay. I think we're good. How do I look? Who's here in the live chat, by the way? Let's go to the live chat. Who is here live? Besides Mr. Ivan, we got Ultra Shadow 97, Nasty Nate, DeAndre Kidd, Funky Chicken 20, Chase 5677, Heavy J, Young Stacks, Kaide Vermilion. We got Brandon Kambambia. We got, ooh, this is a big name. Here we go. Is it Panagiotis? I think I got that wrong, but it sounds pretty good. Eddie Lamb Music, Usher B, TLB, The Fly Guy, The Fire of Zontos, Hellraiser, NBT's Music Reviews, Jabez, Anthony Ace, Joseph, Aaron Thomas, Von Hizzle, Jeremiah, The Wrestler, we got, let's see, Elias Ademi, Big B Wolf. Let's do a couple more. Sammy P. Boone. I see that super chat coming in. And yes, I will be watching and reviewing Bound for Glory, if you're asking. And he just asked it right now.
Will you watch and review Bound for Glory tonight?
The plan is, yes, I will be watching it. And I will be recording. I will not be up here live. This is the live review we're doing for today. But my review of Bound for Glory will be up later tonight after the show. But it will be recorded. It will not be live. I will not have time to do it live. I'll have time to record it, throw something up, give my opinions on it, go to bed. So yes, tweet along with me during Bound for Glory tonight if you're interested. Let's do let's do two more. Jay Knotts, who made the cover, is here. This cover that you see for SmackDown 1000, he's awesome. Check him out on Twitter. We got Drinking In, Man, McLean Roche, Donnie Thomas, Permanent Press, and one more. AC? Is it AC or AC? I think it's AC. I like saying AC. That sounds pretty good. AC. So AC is in the house. Of course, we got the usuals, Mark and Hood Studios. You got a new person in here, Brett. I don't know how to say your last name, but I'm going to try. Is it Brett Siebenhaar? Siebenhaar. Close enough. Thank you guys for checking me out. If I don't say your name, it's not because I hate you. It's because I want to get to this long Q&A I have. We got a lot of questions I got to answer and a topic to get to. So thank you guys for joining me. Let's get right to it with the opening wrestling topic of the day. So let's talk about Asuka. Some of you have been very confused with the booking of Asuka, like a lot of us, even me, ever since she lost to Charlotte. You would think a woman who came in undefeated for over 900 days, won the Women's Royal Rumble, the first ever Women's Royal Rumble, you would think they would put all their stock behind her. But after she lost to Charlotte at WrestleMania, she hasn't been looking very good. 2 defeats by Carmella, relegated to basically the pre-show, if not on the card at all. So what's going on? What's been happening to Asuka? Why have they basically made her just another body? Well, PWI, Mike Johnson from PWI has come out with a report saying that the reason why WWE has lost stock, has stopped pushing Asuka, is because of her lack of English. I have an article by Mike Johnson I would like to read to you. Basically it explains Asuka's lack of English is what's holding her back in WWE. Are you surprised? I hope not. But here's what the article says. The reason Vincent Kennedy McMahon isn't pushing Asuka right now is simply that her English isn't good as the chairman would like it to be. There is very often a fear among NXT fans that when their beloved superstars are eventually called up to Raw and SmackDown Live, their stock will drop. I wonder why. That the writers on the main roster will not know how to utilize them as well as those in charge of their fates in NXT. In all fairness, it is a legitimate fear to have. However, in terms of Asuka, there is, watch this, tons of creative things they would like to do with her. Unfortunately, we cannot, as in WWE cannot go through with it because of her lack in English, because she lacks the ability to speak the American language properly. And as a result, Vince McMahon has, watch this, held back, not killed, but held back on her push until she learns how to speak it better. So in other words, they have put Asuka on the back burner until she gets her English better, until her English gets better. And that's essentially what the article says. BS. I call BS. As in, if that's true, screw you, WWE. We act like Asuka is the only person in WWE history who can't speak English properly that hasn't been pushed to the moon. I'm serious, like, why is this a big deal? Iron Sheik? Even nowadays, Iron Sheik's English is horrible. Iron Sheik, one of the greatest of all time. One of the best heels in history. For sure. I can go back through history and talk about some people's English not being good. But it wouldn't matter. I'm not going to. The fact that we have a charismatic, really entertaining, great in-ring performer that is a female, because that's rare right there. We have someone who goes out there, connects with the audience, a legit badass. And NXT, all credit to them for making her into that badass, undefeated for over 900 days, had to give up, vacate her NXT championship because no one could beat her. All of this stock put into her made her seem like she was going to be a viable player for WWE and should be. But because the powers that be don't like that she can't speak English properly, check that out. It's not that she can't speak it, it's that, you know, the way she sounds when she speaks, it doesn't sound good enough. She's not American Pie English speaker. She's not, I'm going to say it, she's not the typical white, blonde American female that WWE wants. The apple pie blondie that we all just has become accustomed to for decades. And these old school mentality jerks, you know, the ones in suits running the company, that's what they want. They don't want Asuka. They don't want someone who isn't, what's a good example? I mean, I could say Trish, I can say Lita, I can say Sunny, I can say Sable, you know, those American females representing their country or their company, whatever. It doesn't matter though, because it's 2018. It's 2018, and someone just gave me a big example. Thank you, Nasty Nate. Bruno Sammartino. Bruno Sammartino, when he first came in, his English wasn't great. His English was not great. Yet he's one of the greatest of all time. Why is that a big deal now for Asuka? Is that... And I heard that's also why Cesaro is getting crap too, because his English isn't all that great. He isn't the typical Americanized male wrestler when he speaks. But I'm sorry, the more I think about it, the more I get upset, because it's so stupid how you killed this woman's push because you don't like how she sounds when she speaks English. Not that she can't speak it or she doesn't understand it. You don't like how she sounds when she speaks it. It's not articulate. She's not articulate with English. I don't want to say that's racist, but it's kind of borderline racism. Why does every top guy need to be this, and I hate to say it, the prototypical white guy who has good hair, you know, has a muscular bodybuilder physique, and sounds like a politician? Like, I don't like that. Like, it's so, I don't know any other way to say it. It's so out of touch. It's so disengaged from reality. It's actually kind of embarrassing. You need to understand that there are different shades of charisma. There are different shades of entertainment. Not everything has to be so 80s. So early 80s with WWE. Get with the times. There's no reason why Asuka shouldn't be killing it right now. I'm hearing rumors that Becky Lynch might have to, and this has actually been confirmed, Becky Lynch has a cracked jaw. She's wrestling right now with an injury, a cracked jaw, which she got, I believe, if she didn't get it at Australia, she got it sometime around Hell in a Cell. But she's been wrestling with an injury, and if it gets worse, she'll have to vacate the championship, meaning Charlotte will get that belt a lot sooner than we thought. And if that's the case, who else would you replace Becky with than Asuka? I'm just saying. And I don't like the fact that we're in a spot now with Asuka where even if Becky vacates the championship and Asuka replaces her, it would kind of feel like she's not deserving on it. She's not deserving of it, which she should be. If anybody should be deserving of a title shot, it should be Asuka. But because she lost twice to Carmella and she hasn't done anything since, her getting that title shot just seems not fair, honestly. But this company is so petty. This company is so childish with the way they judge, critique, and basically put these wrestlers in positions to fail. They put these wrestlers, unless your name is Roman Reigns or someone you like, they put you in a position to fail, which I think is hypocritical because they do everything they can. They do everything they can to protect Roman Reigns. They go out of their way to make this guy look like he is the greatest of all time. And same thing for John Cena, same thing for other people, Randy Orton, their favorites, even Charlotte to a certain extent. And I like Charlotte. The people they like, they'll protect. But the ones they don't, they will put them out there to hang. They will hang them out to dry. And then they'll get off on it. Poor Titus O'Neil. When he did that slide under the freaking Greatest Royal Rumble. Yeah, they got something out of that. But then, weeks later, they just gave up on him. The people they like, they'll protect. The ones that they don't like, Asuka, Becky, and probably Titus too. Oh, they'll leave them out there to dry. They don't care if they don't get over. They don't want them to get over. They never wanted Asuka to get over. And that's the sad part. I also read and heard from Solid Monster today that Vince McMahon didn't really know much about Asuka before she came to the main roster. Because apparently, believe it or not, Vince McMahon has not watched a single episode of NXT. He's caught bits and pieces. He's caught spurts of it. Like he'll catch it on maybe a YouTube clip on the web, or someone will send it to him. He's caught little snippets of NXT, but he has not yet sat down and watched an entire NXT takeover or an episode of NXT. Which I can honestly believe. I wouldn't be shocked if that was the case. Because if you look at the disconnection between the main roster and NXT, it makes sense. It makes a ton of sense. How Vince McMahon can't seem to carry over the momentum of every person that's come up from NXT. Do you get what I'm saying? And that's a problem. That's a major problem. If Vince McMahon doesn't watch NXT, how does he know what he has? How does he know what he has or sees in them? It just really bothers me. It really bothers me when I see people like Asuka just floundering and just, for lack of a better word, failing on the main roster when she shouldn't be. But yeah, that's what's happened to Asuka. She's not getting the push that she should get because she doesn't articulate English enough to a certain extent. They don't like how she speaks English, so hey, we're not giving you the push that you should get. We're gonna take away the streak, and then when you learn how to speak proper English, we'll give it back to you, or we'll give you the pushback. So give me your thoughts about that. How do y'all feel about Asuka getting her push taken away from her because she can't speak English well? That's so petty. That is so not surprising, by the way. Just disappointing. Very, very petty. But anyways, that is the topic of this video. We're going to go right into the Q&A. We're going to start with Facebook. And then we're going to go from Facebook to Twitter. So, hope you guys enjoyed the Q&A. Facebook didn't really give me a lot of questions this time. Most of them are from Twitter. I got 30 questions from Twitter. So, we're going to run through Facebook. And then we'll go to Twitter for my SmackDown 1000 Q&A. Let's get it. Jeremy. Let's see here. He asked me, if you have high or low expectations for this special episode of SmackDown, and he's my number one fan. If you my number one fan, where's the t-shirt at? Well, my t-shirt at, buddy? Buy my t-shirt. But he's basically asking me, how do I feel about the SmackDown 1000 show, and do I have high or low expectations? This is what I think about the show. It should be simple. It should be a nostalgia fest, and nothing but a nostalgia fest. I expect it to go 3 hours. It should go 3 hours. If it's 2 hours, okay. But here's an instance where I'm absolutely okay with the show going 3 hours. I want to see a lot of people. I hear Rock's going to be there. Evolution's going to be there. Edge is coming. Well, I heard Edge was advertised, but we'll see about if he shows up or not. Rey Mysterio's going to be there, wrestling against Shinsuke Nakamura. We're going to have past talent who made a big name on SmackDown. John Cena. Randy Orton's already there. Undertaker's coming in. We're going to have a big roster of past, present names. It's going to be great. We're going to see some great interactions, probably with people like Tori Wilson. Who else was on SmackDown? Who made a big name for themselves on SmackDown as a female? Victoria, perhaps? Michelle McCool. Yeah, Michelle McCool. Well, the only people I think about, I have to go back to and this is just me, I had to go back to the Attitude Era or the Ruthless Aggression Era. And when I think Ruthless Aggression, Dawn Marie, Tori Wilson, my goodness, Tori Wilson is a must. She better be there. I guess Kelly, she did a short run in SmackDown. Very, very short run. I would say AJ, but AJ is, yeah, good luck with that. Sable, nah. I don't think Sable really wasn't around for that time. Lita could make an appearance. Could. Not saying she will, but she could. But yeah, just Dawn Marie and Tori Wilson really come to mind. Nydia? Perhaps. See, on SmackDown, the women were treated like valets. They weren't treated like, in all honesty, they weren't treated like women's wrestlers. They were treated like bra and panties. You know, like eye candy. And rightfully so, because the best kind of eye candy. Best kind of eye candy is Tori Wilson. So, but yeah, nostalgia. Booker T, Charmel. There's Charmel. Crystal. We might see Crystal. We might see Lay Cool. That means Layla and Michelle McCool. Maybe Brock Lesnar. I'm sure we'll see Kurt Angle. I'm sure we'll see Booker T, King Booker, Melina, Eminem. Yeah, right. Please, we're not gonna get John Morrison for this show. We should, but we're not. But Melina, perhaps. Can't think of anybody else. Boogeyman, Teddy Long, holla holla holla. Paul Heyman, Stephanie McMahon. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm excited though. If it's exactly what I think it will be, which is a nostalgia show with all the legends coming back, maybe get the old school SmackDown set. Maybe if not the original SmackDown set from like 1999 to about 2001, the Big Fist set would be awesome too. I want that Big Fist back more than anything. But yeah, absolutely. Can't wait to see what they do. Someone said Vicky Guerrero, absolutely. Absolutely, Vicky. JBL, absolutely. You gotta get JBL in there. Oh, Lord, JBL and Vicky Guerrero. Someone help me. And yes, someone just said this too. We gotta have Michael Cole and Taz on commentary. You gotta bring Taz in. You gotta bring Taz and Cole in for this show. I don't like Cole on Raw. I don't like Cole in general as a commentator, but he should be commentating for this show. It just feels right. It feels right for Cole to commentate for this show. So let's see how it goes. And no, we will not be getting no Great Khali. He can stay off the show, honestly. No Great Khali. And the ghost of Chris Benoit, sure. All right. Let's move on. Next question from Scotty Edge. Okay, so here's my question. SmackDown. I don't even know why I changed my voice like that. SmackDown is most known as a second brand. Of course it is. We saw how it has done on its own for brief periods of time, but now with this second split, I feel it leaves a little to be desired compared to the first. Do you agree? Well, I feel like in 2016 it was, by far, it was the superior show. And now it's back to being the superior show, but only by default because SmackDown's actually doing things properly and Raw's not. But compared to 2016, oh my goodness, there is no comparison. SmackDown 2016 was amazing. It was off the chain amazing. But even then, I agree. I feel like SmackDown from 2002, you can even argue 2001, but 2002 to about 2008 was the best wrestling show. I dare say it was better than Raw for a majority of those years. Maybe Raw was a bit better in 2005. About 2005, maybe a little bit 2006, it was better. But 2008, 2002, 3, 4, and, well, actually, no, take that back. 2005 had Eddie Guerrero, Rey Mysterio, Undertaker, Randy Orton. Take that back. 2002, 3, 4, 5. 2006 was probably Raw's year. I think Raw was a little bit better than SmackDown in 2006. And then 2007, the entire product sucked by then. But 2008 was a really good year for SmackDown. And then 2009, by far, was better than Raw. So, yeah, absolutely. From about 2002 to about 2009, actually, let's go an extra year. It was definitely the superior show. And in comparison to how SmackDown was back then to now, there is no comparison. That was TV 14, this is not. They were allowed to do other things with their product that they can't do now. But regardless of what they're allowed to do when they were able to do it, SmackDown has seen some really awesome years. Some of the best years in wrestling history. For sure. We got some other people in the chat. AJ Envoy, what's up, buddy? Good to see you. Black Cyborg Gaming, got some, the usual people showing up now. Good to see you all. Good to see you. And this is a new name. Kyle Hernsberger. Is it Hernsberger? Hernsberger. Well, welcome. But yeah, absolutely. In comparison to how SmackDown used to be, past SmackDown is better than current SmackDown. Eddie Lamb, also known as Eddie Lamb Music. Were you a fan of that feud between Billy Kidman and Paul London? I found that storyline to be kind of confusing because after Billy Kidman injured Jamie Noble, I thought it was going to lead to Paul London turning on him, convincing Bill Kidman that he did nothing wrong and encouraged him to hurt more people. Then it could have led to Kidman disagreeing with London, telling him about the importance of sportsmanship. At least that's how I want the storyline to turn out personally. Can't be real with you? I don't remember it all that much. I remember the Kidman heel turn, which I agree with you. I don't even know why they did that. I never really saw Billy Kidman work out as a heel. And it was quite odd. Looking back on it, he came out in like this bejeweled coat and just kind of walked around, slutted around, and kind of did his thing. And I'm just trying to understand what they were going for, honestly. When Kidman's a babyface, he's awesome. He is a naturally born babyface. He is never someone that should ever turn heel, because he's way too good as a high flyer. So, yeah, I agree. I agree that it was confusing. And, yeah, not quite sure what they were going for there. I remember him injuring people. I think he actually injured Chavo. Did he injure Chavo? He injured somebody. And Chavo turned babyface briefly. And then turned heel again. Because Chavo as a babyface never works out. Seriously, Chavo should never be a babyface. Ever. Unless he's with Eddie. When Chavo's with Eddie, sure. But when he's by himself, don't ever turn him babyface. He's not someone who should be a babyface. Ever. Ever. But yeah, that's kind of my thoughts on it. Just meh. It happened. Danny Palmer from Hollywood, California. In your opinion, which three wrestlers from either brand split benefited the most during their time on SmackDown? And which wrestlers benefited the least? The most? Edge is number one. I think Edge's career took off because of his work on SmackDown. Then he went to Raw, of course, and then Rated R Superstar came up. But really, if Edge didn't have that awesome run from 2002 to about 2004, he wouldn't have gotten that run on Raw. And then he went back to SmackDown to do awesome stuff again. So, yeah, I think Edge's career took off because of his work on SmackDown. Well, I could say The Rock because it's his show, but no. The Rock was going to be great regardless, so let's not say him. Kurt Angle, perhaps? Although Angle, that's another one that was good. I shouldn't say his career got better because of it. Ooh, Chris Benoit. Definitely Chris Benoit. Absolutely. Chris Benoit's career probably would not be what it is if his work on SmackDown wasn't there. His work on SmackDown was absolutely amazing. Those matches with Kurt Angle, the stuff with Chris Jericho, the stuff with, oh my goodness, Eddie, everybody he's worked with, just straight up amazing. And there you go, number 3, Eddie Guerrero. Edge, Benoit, Guerrero. I would probably swap Edge with Eddie Guerrero, because I think Eddie's career, he became a legend on SmackDown. Maybe Rey Mysterio, if I had a chance to swap someone out for Chris Benoit, I'd put Rey Mysterio in there as well. But yeah, Eddie's career, my goodness, Eddie was SmackDown. Eddie was the heart, and probably still is the heart of SmackDown. The Rock is the soul, and Eddie is the heart. But yeah, absolutely, Eddie Guerrero for sure. There we go. I think I answered your question. Now let's talk about the ones who benefited the least from SmackDown. That was a little harder, actually. Who did better on Raw than SmackDown? That's a hard question to ask. That's a hard question to answer. I'm trying to think. Is there one that did worse on SmackDown than Raw? I don't know. That's a good question. Y'all might have to. Well, Triple H had a brief run on SmackDown. Yeah. I didn't do him any favors either. Okay, I guess Triple H. That's one. Although he had a classic match with Rock and Jeff Hardy earlier on in 2001. He's had great matches on SmackDown, but in terms of his career being benefited from the show, don't really recall much happening with that. Here's one. Rob Van Dam. He was on SmackDown for a short period of time, and he didn't really do anything on SmackDown. Most of his highlights came from Raw. IC Championship run, WWE Championship run. Yeah, that came when he was on Raw, not SmackDown. So there you go. There's one. So I gave 2. I need one more. This is hard. This is harder than I thought it would be. I don't want to say Chavo. I think Chavo was actually really good on SmackDown and abysmal on Raw. Really? You want to talk about Chavo on Raw? Remember the caddy? If it ain't white, it ain't right. You want to talk about Chavo on Raw? You really want to talk about Chavo on Raw? You want to go there? I don't think you want to go there. Muhammad Hassan. Muhammad Hassan going to SmackDown was the killer. They couldn't. Yeah, that poor guy. Muhammad Hassan got absolutely trashed on SmackDown. So there you go. I can't think of anybody else. There are others. Kenzo Suzuki. Remember him? Yo too can be Kenzo Suzuki. And then, what's his name? That guy from La Resistance. Rene Dupree? Rene Dupree! Yeah, there you go. Yeah, Kerwin White. Don't get me started on Kerwin White. And then Dolph Ziggler was his caddy. Oh my god! If I ever do a top 10 worst gimmicks of all time, that's gonna be up there. Oh goodness, Kerwin White. Let's just move on. Let's just go ahead and move on. Devin, who do you think would have had the longer SmackDown? Wait, is it Devon or Devin? Oh, it's Devon. Sorry about that. Devon from the Bronx. But his question is, who do you think would have had the longer SmackDown career? Edge, had he not been forced to retire, or Eddie had he not died? Edge. I guarantee you, if Eddie was still alive, he would have gone to TNA. Because he was on his way out the door anyways. Regardless of him passing away, he was going to leave. Him and Chris Benoit had plans to leave the company around that time. So Edge was going to be the de facto Iron Man in that particular situation. Second question. Who do you see as the next face of SmackDown after AJ Styles? Well, I would like it to be Daniel Bryan, because that's my guy. More than likely, it will be The Miz. Like, I don't really see. Here's what I think is going to happen. When AJ drops the belt, other than Daniel Bryan, I don't really see anybody else but The Miz holding that belt. I think Miz has been killing it as of lately, and you want a top heel. to hold that belt after a long, strong babyface like AJ Styles. And I think if you give the belt to Miz and you have him hold that belt for a while, and then you give it to Bryan, and then Bryan could be a nice top face. So yes, I think Miz will definitely get that belt and get his chance to run on top after AJ. And that's just how I feel. Shane McKeever. Let's see here. There were a lot of memorable characters that have been on SmackDown over the years. The two that stand out to me are The Rock and Taker. Of course. Who is your favorite SmackDown... what is your favorite SmackDown moment from both guys? From both guys? Rock's promos could just fill that slot. Any of Rock's promos from SmackDown. But I'll give you this segment. The Vince McMahon Kiss My Ass Club, where Rock shoved Vince McMahon's face up Rikishi's ass. Oh my god. That was so awesome. That was so awesome. I love that segment. That was my favorite segment. That has to be my favorite segment on SmackDown. When it comes to Taker for SmackDown, ooh, there's a lot. There's a lot of mind games. A lot of mind game segments that he does that comes to mind. The one that comes to mind the most is the night Randy Orton came to SmackDown in 2005 and challenged Taker to a match at WrestleMania. Randy Orton got to SmackDown, got in the face of Taker, slapped him in the face. And then when he did it, Taker started seething with rage. And then the lights started flickering on and off. And then the SmackDown screen started getting that, like, it had that static screen effect. And then next thing you know, lightning, hellfire, and like the gates of hell opened up on Randy Orton. And I thought that segment was pretty awesome. Now you're talking about SmackDown. If you say my favorite Taker segment of all time, it would be on Raw, and it would be a tie between Taker's wedding with Stephanie and Austin came out to save her. Ministry of Darkness, by the way. Ministry of Darkness Taker is the best Taker. And the segment where he hung Stone Cold Steve Austin on the cross. So, Taker as the Ministry of Darkness, the Minister of Darkness. My goodness. And that's just the first few that come to mind. But to answer your question, that segment with Randy Orton was my favorite. By the way, that's my stepdad laughing in the background. Sorry about that. Sorry that you heard that. All right. Ivan, what name... excuse me. Blah, blah, blah. Name your favorite 5 wrestlers ever. SmackDown wrestlers, right? Alright, I'm just going to assume he means SmackDown wrestlers. Kurt Angle, Eddie Guerrero, Edge, Rey Mysterio, Chris Benoit. Wait. Take that back. Eddie Guerrero, The Rock, Edge, Rey Mysterio, Kurt Angle. Yeah. I like that. I'm sticking with that. I like it. Let's keep that. That's a good list. It's a really good list. Should WWE bring back the first SmackDown set for the show? I don't care if they bring back the first SmackDown set. The big fists. Everybody just likes fisting apparently. The big fist set. We need a retro set for the SmackDown 1000 episode, and I would love it to be the big fist set. Wouldn't that be awesome? But that's what I think should happen. Isaiah Webb, one of our favorite people who leaves questions on my channel. Isaiah Webb. So, here's what he said. I gave The Miz the Money in the Bank in my Universal mode, and he cashed in on me after I had used AJ to work a 20-minute match against Bryan. This made me wish Miz had won Money in the Bank for real because it was wasted on Braun Strowman. Tell me about it. Do you think an opportunistic Miz lurking in the shadows with the contract would have been a nice third wheel to tie into Bryan AJ feud on SmackDown? The story would write itself. The story would write itself. But yes, I do agree that Miz lurking in the background with the Money in the Bank briefcase would have been a lot better for AJ and Bryan, just SmackDown in general, than what they did with Strowman on Raw, which was stupid. A complete waste of time. For nothing. I'm trying to be positive right now, but yeah, I agree. Second question. AJ Styles might have cheated to beat AJ Styles might have cheated to beat John Cena at Money in the Bank, but he showed up at SummerSlam and got a clean victory. Yep, he did. Thus backing up his claim that he was a better wrestler than John Cena. I think we all knew that despite him winning those matches regardless. But so for Becky Lynch to claim that she's superior to Charlotte and proving it with a clean victory at Hell in a Cell, only to cheat in the second encounter is kind of backwards. Tell me about it. That's like if a person passed the final exam with flying colors, then takes a 10-question quiz the next week that covers the same material, but they cheat by Googling the answers. Do you see my points in the analogy in comparison of these two views? I think anybody that thinks, and this is just something I've been talking about all week, anybody that believes how they booked Becky on Tuesday, and then that Super Showdown progresses her character, I gotta say it, don't really know what they're talking about in terms of character development. What they did with Becky these last two shows have hurt her. It's taken away her badass vibe. It's turned her into another typical heel for WWE, and it's lame. What they were doing with her was badass. But now that she's a coward, and she's cheating, and now she wants to be scared, she's trying to avoid Charlotte. Like every typical heel in WWE, it's so stupid. I thought Vince McMahon, well, really, Road Dogg, was gauging how the fans reacted to Becky, and just went with that. But now that we see her cheating, like, of course you're gonna cheer. You're gonna cheer the opposite, her opponent, when she cheats. No one wants to see Becky cheat. It makes no sense. Especially after she beat Charlotte clean at Hell in a Cell. Now she has to cheat. It's so stupid. It's backwards logic. It's so dumb. I don't like it. It's something that we do to, I don't want to say bury talent, but really to degrade them and make them feel less important. And if that's the case with Becky, if you're trying to make her feel less important, why? She's one of the best acts you have on SmackDown. But, and yes, I am stuttering. Leave me alone. Just stuttering. Leave me alone. This is why I edit my videos. But moving on to the next question here. Let's see. Next question comes from Bradley Xavier. But before I do that, I'm going to take a quick break real quick to take care of some business. I will be right back. Don't go anywhere. And we're back. Sorry about that. Had to take a quick break, but everything seems to be good. Moving on to the next question. Bradley Xavier asked me, make a Survivor Series 7-on-7 match with the superstars from SmackDown listed below. Ooh, I like this question. I really, really like this question. All right, so let's see what we can do. Here's a list of people. So 7 from 30 wrestlers. He wants 7 current wrestlers versus 7 past wrestlers. Ooh. Okay, so Team 1, Undertaker, Edge, Brock Lesnar, Eddie Guerrero, Kurt Angle, The Rock, Chris Benoit, Booker T, John Cena, Chris Jericho, Big Show, Rey Mysterio, Randy Orton, Jeff Hardy, Matt Hardy. From that list, let's do Taker for sure. Let's do Brock Lesnar. Let's do Eddie Guerrero. Let's do The Rock. Let's do Kurt Angle. Let's do Edge. Do I want John Cena? Or do I want Rey Mysterio? Or do I want Chris Benoit? Let's do Rey Mysterio. So those 7. Undertaker, Edge, Brock Lesnar, Eddie Guerrero, Kurt Angle, The Rock, and Rey Mysterio. Taking on from current SmackDown, AJ Styles, Daniel Bryan, Samoa Joe, Kofi Kingston, Big E, Xavier Woods, The Miz, Asuka Nakamura, Andrade Cien Almas, Cesaro, Sheamus, Rusev, R-Truth, Jimmy Uso, Jey Uso. Alright, so definitely AJ Styles, Daniel Bryan for sure, Samoa Joe for sure. Let's do The Miz, let's do Nakamura, let's do Cesaro, and then one more. Let's do Andrade to give someone Rey Mysterio to fight. So there you go. That would be an amazing Survivor Series match to see. You know, assuming that Eddie Guerrero was alive. But absolutely, that, my friends, would be an amazing Survivor Series match to do, in my opinion. Damian Javier. Can WWE bring back Tony Chimel and WWE Hall of Famer Howard Finkel for 1000 SmackDown, or SmackDown 1000? Didn't they have a tuxedo match between Tony Chimel and the Fink? Back in like 1999, 2000-ish, when Fink had that short heel. Remember when Howard Finkel had like a short heel run in WWF? Remember that? You probably don't. But that actually happened. Howard Finkel and Tony Chimel. They should both be on there. More than likely, it'll just be Tony Chimel. But we should get Howard Fink. Hopefully. If he's healthy. Johnny Martinez. Johnny Martinez. Do you see AJ Styles turning heel on SmackDown 1000? Just like Punk did to The Rock on Raw 1000. No, he is not turning heel. AJ ain't turning heel for nobody. He's too good. He's too much of a babyface wrestler to be a heel. Also, Dalyxman, I already bought my ticket for SmackDown 1000. I'm very excited. Oh, you're going, Johnny? Take pictures and get yourself a Dalyxman t-shirt and advertise your boy to the world. Just saying. But anyways, thank you for telling me to buy a ticket because you said it's worth it. My second question to you is, do you think The Rock will make an appearance on SmackDown 1000? Yes, he's advertised for SmackDown 1000, so you don't have to worry about that, buddy. He will be there. Man, I'm excited about the show for you. I hope you enjoy yourself. Al from Brooklyn gave me 4 questions. Do you remember watching the first episode of SmackDown? No, because I didn't watch the first episode of SmackDown when it aired live. Was that the... When did Rock and Triple H fight? With Shawn Michaels as a special guest referee. Was that the first episode of SmackDown? We'll see. When did you realize that SmackDown was better than Raw? Ha! Immediately during the brand split, honestly. What is your opinion of the greatest moment in SmackDown history? What do I think is the greatest moment in SmackDown history? Oh, my goodness. Oh, my God. There's a lot. Brock Lesnar breaks the ring with Big Show. The 500-pound superplex that broke the ring. Austin destroying the DX Express. Austin putting a rattlesnake in Triple H's room and having Triple H fake an injury to get back at him. The Rock putting Vince McMahon's face into Rikishi's ass. Fuck. God, that's hard. I don't know. Yikes. I don't know what would be the greatest moment. John Cena's promos when he was the Doctor of Thugonomics. Wow. I have to pick one, do I? Shoot. That's a hard one. I'm going to go with Hulk Hogan returning as Mr. America. No, joke. No. Although that was a thing. I remember that. Hulk Hogan should be there on SmackDown too. Hogan was actually very beneficial for SmackDown. But I'm gonna go with for my sake, just to answer your question, let's go with Austin destroying the DX Express. And of course you can rank whatever you want to rank the rest of the freaking moments in there, but that was an awesome moment, by the way. When did you realize that SmackDown was getting bad? Around 2010, when they ended the brand split. So yeah. And last question, and then we'll go to Twitter. What do I think of the possibility of me, Mr. Kennedy! Wait for it. Kennedy! Making an appearance on SmackDown on Tuesday. Wouldn't that be awesome? I would mark out if they got Mr. Kennedy to come in for one appearance. Wouldn't that be cool? Like, real talk, if they got Mr. Kennedy to come in, that would be pretty sweet. I honestly would mark out if his music hits and he got on the microphone. I would have loved it. I would love it. But the chances of it happening, I would say about 40-60. He could, but he probably won't. But yeah, absolutely. Mr. Kennedy would be a great addition to SmackDown 1000. Kennedy! Alright, so that's it for the Facebook questions. Let's now go to the Twitter. The Twitter of our Twitter. Using the hashtag Dalyxman SD1000. Let's see what kind of questions your boy got. So, start with the latest and then go to the earliest. Do you remember watching Tribute 9/11? Oh, the 9/11 episode of SmackDown. I remember that. Yeah, that was pretty patriotic of WWE. Really cool. I thought that was awesome, what they did. Crazy stuff, man, with 9/11. But, yeah, I do remember that episode. I remember feeling proud. Proud to be an American. I don't know the rest of the song, but yeah. I remember that episode. What is your favorite moment? Once again, what is my favorite moment in SmackDown history? I already told you. It's the destruction of the DX bus when Austin came to SmackDown. What is your favorite SmackDown opening theme song? Ooh, Anthony Ace. Anthony Ace asked a great question. Wow. Beautiful people. The beautiful people. The beautiful people. That's the second theme song they had. The beautiful people. Love that theme song. That's my favorite one. They've had good ones though. Rise Up was good. If you what other ones did I like? What's that one? And it's my life, my time, my rights, my rhymes, my palms, my struggles, hustle, sweat, my blood is too. That one. Whatever that song was, I like that one. SmackDown's had some really good theme songs. Better than Raw for sure. The only theme songs that I like for Raw was the one, Thorn in Your Eye. Just step out the door in your eye. And then, what was the, from my generation to take the power. Across the nation. Yeah, that one. That one were the only two Raw theme songs I liked. SmackDown had a plethora of them. But yeah, yes, Rise Up was cool. I know. But for me, that was my favorite. Beautiful people. The beautiful people. Mick Carr J. Who would you consider as the most iconic female in SmackDown history? The most iconic female in SmackDown history. It would be... Excuse me! No, I'm joking. It's not Vicky Guerrero. Although... Look. Vicky can get it. Yeah. I don't care. I would put a baby in Vicky Guerrero. Y'all might think she's not attractive. I would put so many babies in Vicky Guerrero. I'm for real. Latino Heat. Hey, I'm just saying. No, we made some good babies. Anyways, for me, it would definitely be Tori Wilson. I think Tori, when I think SmackDown, she's the first one that comes to mind. I think Tori was, in fact, the female face of SmackDown for a long time. And that's just me. Definitely. I don't know if anybody else comes to mind. What? What? Y'all don't like Vicky? Lockchick doesn't like Vicky. Oh, come on, y'all. For real? For real, y'all don't like Vicky? That's Mama Sia right there. Y'all don't. Nah, see, y'all don't have good taste. Y'all missing out on Vicky. Y'all missing out on Vicky. For real, for real. All right. Moving on. Dave, KC Dave, putting a percentage on. I speak English. Putting a percentage on how it scared you. Are you that Sandy will get fed up? Oh wow. Let me see what he's trying to say here. Okay. Putting a percentage on it. How scared are you that Sandy will get fed to Evolution on SmackDown? Crap. Let's go 70-30. Man. Let's see here. Jake Selig. What are your top 5 past versus present SmackDown Live dream matches? Ooh, I like that question. Past versus present SmackDown dream matches. Ooh, that's good. Let me go back to that list that I had before of all the past and present SmackDown matches real quick. Give me a second. Let me pull it up real quick so I can have something to go off of, so I can have something to reference off of. First thing that comes to mind, Taker in his prime versus AJ Styles. Absolutely. Taker in his prime versus AJ Styles would be an amazing match. Brock Lesnar versus Daniel Bryan. Gotta get that in. No. Kurt Angle versus Daniel Bryan. I'd rather take that match than Brock Lesnar versus Daniel Bryan, although I can put that in there. Let's see. Chris Benoit versus Daniel Bryan. Would have been amazing. Let's do Andrade Cien Almas versus Rey Mysterio, which could still happen, by the way. That better still happen. Let's see. Eddie Guerrero versus AJ Styles, which I think kind of happened, but really didn't happen. It was in a triple threat match. Then one more. Let's do one more. Let's do The Miz versus I don't know. Let's do Miz versus The Rock. How about that? I think that would be cool. That should be fine. Yeah. So those are my top 5 matches that I would do. Alright, a few more, then I gotta get out of here. So, Brian B. What if WWE gave Evan Bourne a singles run with SmackDown's mid-card title? Is it something WWE would have done for us to have exciting matches for the IC US belt? Evan Bourne? No, he would be on 205 Live. And he'd be wrestling for the Cruiserweight Championship. If you would have said Cruiserweight Championship, I'd be like, yeah, absolutely. But IC belt, absolutely not. Elias Ademi. What is your favorite Eddie Guerrero moment? Oh my goodness, too many. The promo he had with Brock Lesnar before his match in 2004 when he won the WWE Championship. No Way Out 2004. That promo was freaking amazing. You're not gonna get Eddie Guerrero. You're gonna get Latino Hit. And all that jazz. So, that's what I would have, definitely what I would have done. But yeah, absolutely. Favorite promo from Eddie. Go back and watch it. Check it out for yourself. nothing else to really get into. I think I'm going to cut it off here. So this is a good place to stop. That is my SmackDown 1000. This is not the last time you'll see me tonight. I will be back up here for a review of Bound for Glory later on tonight. I'll be watching it live, so tweet along with me. And then we'll talk about it when it's over. If it was a good show, if it was worth your time. So I'm going to go get something to eat, and I'll see you guys later tonight for my review of Bound for Glory. This is your boy Dalyxman signing off. I will see you tomorrow for my live broadcast talking about the top heels who should turn babyface. And then SmackDown 1000 will get a live reaction and a review. So we're going to have a lot of live broadcasts this week. I hope to see you all there. But until then, this is your boy Dalyxman signing off right here in Dalyxman's World. Catch you guys later. Peace out.